Hi guys. If you hear noises, it's because I'm at a boat launch and there's a boat with a tuber on the back. I don't know if tuber's a word, but I've recorded this video multiple times between this phone now, my camera, and my old phone. So I don't know. I'm supposed to be doing college right now. I have my laptop with me at the boat launch, but I really want to get this video out, but I'm being super picky about my I should probably change my glasses. I'm being super picky about what my video looks like, so this video is going to be it's just a story time about fasting. Like, it was only a week-long fast, but it completely, I was gonna say it didn't change my life, but it did change my life. And I just want to explain why God called me to fast these certain things. Oh, I just locked my steering wheel. I just want to explain why he called me to fast these certain things, and maybe it will help someone else understand that, the smallest things, the things that you think don't have a hold on your life, really do have a hold on your life. So let's get into the story. About 2.5 weeks ago, God called me to a fast, and I didn't know how long this fast was going to be. But immediately I knew what he was going to have me fast. Coffee, music, and YouTube. Those were the three main things. I had already removed Instagram from my phone, and it's still off my phone. It's the only thing that I haven't really added back to my phone since the fast. But so when you think about it, when you hear it, it's coffee, which is just a drink, right? Music and YouTubes. We all know music and YouTube can have a pretty strong hold on your life, just with the words that are coming through, the stuff that you are watching. Oh, movies was the other thing. So coffee, music, YouTube, and movies. And so I've had to do this fast before multiple times, and it has nothing to do with what I'm listening to or what I'm watching. It's just the fact that it's something taking my attention off of God. So I'm going to explain, go into more detail of why these 4 things, and then I'll tell kind of the reason why God called me to fast, because that is just a personal story that was a lesson to me and could possibly be a lesson to others. So God called me to fast coffee because I am addicted to coffee. I drink coffee 24/7, all the time, day or night, and my mood relies on it. Right then and there, I'm relying on coffee. My mood is relying on coffee. So I didn't cut out caffeine because it wasn't the caffeine part of coffee. It was just coffee itself. Coffee is a comfort for me, hot or iced. It's a comfort item. And so that was the first thing that he called me to fast. And I fasted all 4 of these things immediately for the week duration. The second thing... Beep. There's a mosquito in here. Hello? The second thing... Well, really all the 3 other items go together because, again, it's not what I'm listening to or what I'm watching. It's the fact that it's taking my attention away. And that's why he called me to fast it, is because if I constantly have music going, if I constantly have a movie going or YouTube, my thoughts, my brain is thinking about what's playing, what I'm watching, what I'm seeing. It's not allowing my brain, it's not allowing me to pray whenever God calls me to pray. It's not allowing me to, there's a mosquito in here somewhere. It's not allowing me to just really be ready for whenever God talks to me. So that's why he called me to fast movie, music, and YouTube. That being said, it's super important that you are connected with the Spirit enough to know that it's a problem. I knew it was a problem, and I knew instantly to cut it off and to start fasting immediately when God called me to fast, because it was a problem in my life. That being said, I think I've already said that, but when he called me to fast, I didn't fully know. Oh, there's someone pulling in. I didn't fully know. Oh no. Oh, this is awkward. Hold on. Back to the story. I'm trying to think where I left off. I think I left off of the reason why God called me to fast. I had a personal reason, like, I had a thought, but I wasn't sure if it was actually the reason why God was calling me to fast. And that reason was, and I'm telling it because it was the reason. It was confirmed. Not even 3 days after I started fasting, like, it was confirmed that this was why I was fasting. I had put a relationship, not a relationship, I'd put a friendship super high in my life to the point where, in all honesty, it kind of became an idol. It did become an idol, and that was why I was called to fast, is to remove it as an idol and put God first instead of having God compete with a friendship. And so I had ended up in this, I'm not proud, and recently I've just been completely outing myself, but I had told in my praying time, whenever I prayed, that sounds horrible, but I had ended up telling God that I needed this friendship to work in order to do his will. Well, that got me very far, but luckily I can know when God is calling me to fast and why he's calling me to fast, and I can fix it real quick when he calls me to fast. I just wish I didn't do it, so he didn't have to call me to fast for that reason. But he did, and I'm glad that I listened and whatever. That being said, don't have any idols. Don't put God below anything else. He needs to be your top priority. And then let your life revolve around God. If you choose yourself, because in a way I was choosing myself. I had decided that yes, this friendship can go up here and God can go right here. They're still touching, but he's still down here and this friendship is up here. And I should have never told God that I needed a friendship to do his work. Because no, all I ever will need is God. All I will ever need is a connection and a friendship and a communication with God. I don't need anyone in this world except God. So it was definitely a learning curve. It's important to know your priorities, and if they're not correct, to fix your priorities, or God will make you correct them. But if you choose yourself, if you allow yourself to be your own God and to choose your own steps in life, you can't, you won't go to heaven. Like, and I know that seems super harsh. Oh, she's coming back. Is she coming back? I don't know. It seems super harsh, but in the end, it is true. It kind of reminds me of the story of the Tower of Babel, where they thought they could get closer to heaven. And where did it get them? It got them, one, farther from heaven, and two, farther from their friends, from their people, from, like, everyone, because that was when they all started talking different and whatever. So, you choose yourself. You don't choose heaven. Where else does that put you? And then if you choose God, and you choose to follow him and allow him to change you whenever he needs to change you, and to fix and to heal and to break and remold you, in the end, he's in heaven and you choose God. Now, yes, I understand. Does not mean like I'm instantly going to heaven because I let him change my life and I chose him. You know? Hope people don't think that I'm saying like, oh, that's the easy way to heaven. Because that's not true. Like, it's just, I don't know. To some people, it's common sense. But also, like, just having common sense doesn't always get you in the right spot. So, because obviously I knew that my priorities needed to be straight, and God needed to be my first ever thought, my first ever priority, my first ever whatever. Yet here I am telling a story about 2 weeks ago when I had put something above God. So it's a constant learning. You constantly learn and you constantly change if you're willing to change, to become better and to do God's will and to do his work for the kingdom. And here I am, one, comfortable enough to tell my story, but also, it's like, it had consumed my head. It had consumed my brain so much. This friendship, I would wake up thinking about it. I would go to sleep thinking about it. I would dream about it. I would pray about it constantly. I really wouldn't pray about anything else except for this one friendship, for it to work out and whatever. I won't go into details for that. But it really had consumed me. And so I didn't mention this earlier, but a big thing about coffee is it does have a hold on my mood. But when I had stopped drinking coffee, that week was rough. I feel bad for my coworkers, but I let them know I was fasting coffee. And it wasn't until I had completely broken down because I was so tired. I was in so much pain and I just couldn't have coffee. Like, not drinking coffee gives me migraines, but also, like, it makes my body ache. And so I was in a lot of pain. I was super tired. Work was crazy that week. And so it took me breaking down at church on a Wednesday night to completely be like, oh my goodness, what am I doing with my life, first of all? Second of all, someone else is pulling in. Second of all, why did I ever put something above God, you know? And they're parking right next to me. But, like, it just took me, and it does, because especially for the stubborn people, and I'm extremely stubborn, it took him to breaking me fully down. Oh, these are young people too. It took God, hold on. They're watching me. Oh, whoa. I know what that is. It took, for the stubborn people, stop being stubborn with God. Because then you fall into this whole thing and then it's just so much work and you're making so much work for yourself. I'm stubborn. It took God completely breaking me down for me to even realize, like, this is the problem. 1, why did I ever do it? 2, I need to hand it over to God. And 3, I need to shut up about this. Like, it's not in my hands to make happen or to break or to anything. So give it over to God. Why am I being stubborn about something that I have no control over? It's a stubborn person thing. She's watching me talk to myself. But that's my story. That was a really horrible ending. I think where I was going with that is I can pray, I can think, I'm happy now because I'm not so focused on this problem. I'm not, like, consumed. My thoughts are not consumed by this friendship. And I've been able to get along with a person without thinking about it. And that was, like, really hard for me because I was just constantly thinking about it while I was with this person. And it just took a lot out of me mentally. Like, I was fine, I was happy, but it drained me. But now I have so much energy, especially when I'm with this friend. So I've just learned a lot. And there's a lot that I'm not saying in this story, but there's also, like, a lot in this story that I think people can learn from if they can get a hold of it. If they can understand my rambling. That being said, this is the end of the video. Yeah.